There's a chill settling over the Yorkshire Dales, and it has nothing to do with the weather. It's a creeping sense of dread, a feeling that beneath the familiar drama of village life, something far more sinister is taking root. At the heart of it all is Ray Walter, a character who strolled into Emmerdale with an easy smile but brought with him a shadow that threatens to swallow the village whole. And if the words of the man who plays him, the brilliant Joe Absalom, are anything to go by, we haven't even begun to see the true danger. For weeks we've watched Ray expertly weave his web. On the surface, he's just a guy running a business, but this isn't about selling local produce or craft beer. Ray is at the helm of a sophisticated drug operation, and his business is booming. Speaking with a candor that sends a shiver down your spine, Joe Absalom laid out just how perfect the setup is for his character. Basically, the quality of the weed that the farms are growing, and the fact that I can supply it to an area with Dylan and April so easily. Ray's making all the money, Joe explained, so I think the setup for Ray is very good. And where Ray is in that business, we don't quite know. That last part is the key, isn't it? We see Ray giving the orders, manipulating teenagers, and reaping the rewards. He feels like the boss. But what if he isn't? What if he's just a middle manager, a man caught between the vulnerable kids he exploits and the truly terrifying figures who are really pulling the strings? This is where the story pivots from a standard village crime plot into something with the potential to be legendary. Joe Absalom dropped a bombshell that changes everything we thought we knew about Ray's operation. He does allude to having bosses that are merciless. Merciless. Let that word sink in. In a village that has seen murderers, kidnappers, and gangsters, the promise of merciless bosses suggests a new level of evil we have yet to witness. These aren't just criminals, they are monsters lurking in the shadows, and Ray is their man on the ground. Suddenly his every action is reframed. He isn't just a predator, he's also prey, desperately trying to keep the cash flowing upwards to people who wouldn't think twice about making him disappear. This chilling revelation raises the ultimate question that has fans buzzing. Will we ever meet these faceless kingpins? Are they a looming, unseen threat destined to remain off-screen, or is Emmerdale about to introduce a new dynasty of villains that will make past antagonists look like petty criminals? The thought is both terrifying and exhilarating. The immediate victims of this dark enterprise, however, are not a mystery. They are children. Dylan Penders and April Windsor are trapped in Ray's web, not through greed, but through debt. It's a classic, cruel tactic. As Joe Absalom explains, it's all about control. He gets April and Dylan working off a debt, because when all they've got to do is drop off a rucksack, but if that goes wrong, then effectively, you have a missing bag of drugs that's worth a lot of money, and that creates a lot of ripples for everybody. Can you imagine the terror? One mistake, one lost bag, and it's not just Ray they have to answer to. It's the merciless men and women he works for. This isn't just about getting grounded or facing a telling off from Marlon. This is a life-or-death situation, and these kids are in way over their heads. Every knock at the door, every whispered conversation is laced with the fear that this is the day it all comes crashing down. While Ray seems to be navigating this dangerous world with a precarious sense of security for now, the same cannot be said for young Dylan. The weight of his actions is crushing him, and in scenes set to air next week, he finally finds the courage to stand up to Ray and say, "No more." It's a moment we'll all be cheering for, a flicker of hope in the suffocating darkness. Seeking a fresh start and a clear conscience, Dylan takes up Chas Dingle's well-meaning offer to help Moira out at Butler's farm. He thinks he's running towards a safe haven, a chance to get his hands dirty with honest work and escape the life of crime that's been forced upon him. The tragic irony is heartbreaking. He has no idea he's walking straight from the frying pan into the fire. He's running from one monster, completely unaware that he's about to face a very different and very furious force of nature, Moira Dingle. Moira now knows that Dylan was the burglar Kyle discovered in her home. For her, this isn't just a crime, it's a violation. Butler's farm is her sanctuary, the heart of her family, and Dylan trespassed on that sacred ground. Dylan's worst fears are confirmed when Moira confronts him about the break-in. An Emmerdale insider revealed. She swears it's payback time. What happens next is pure, adrenaline-fueled Emmerdale drama. The show is about to deliver a moment of horrifying déjà vu that will have us all on the edge of our seats. As Moira's rage boils over, Dylan finds himself staring down the cold, sharp prongs of a pitchfork. It's a visceral, terrifying image that proves you don't need faceless bosses to be scared for your life in this village. Sometimes the wrath of a dingle is more than enough. Dylan is utterly trapped. Behind him, there's Ray and his merciless bosses, to whom he is a liability. In front of him there's a furious farmer with a weapon in her hand and vengeance in her eyes. There is no easy way out. This is the genius of Emmerdale's current storytelling. The immediate, raw, and emotional drama of Moira and Dylan is gripping enough on its own. But it's all happening under the vast, dark shadow of a much larger threat. Ray's bosses are the ticking time bomb at the center of this story. Every move he makes, every mistake his young couriers make, brings that bomb 1 second closer to detonation. Their eventual arrival feels inevitable, and when they do finally step out of the shadows and into the woolpack, the entire landscape of the show could change forever. The question isn't if the real storm will hit the Dales, but when, and who will be left standing when it does.